it would mean that it's a one-dimensional world. So if, hypothetically, an organism was living inside of it, it would only be able to move in a linear path forward and backwards in a straight line.
A dead clock, and that applies to everyone in the states.
Third dimension, which will form a four-dimensional universe, basically.
In 2019, Hat Guy, the brilliant kid who once made the fourth dimension easy to understand, shocked everyone by reappearing after years of silence, claiming he had simply forgotten his password. Back in 2010, his video went viral, amassing 36 million views for its brilliant simplicity. Over the years, he addressed global issues with wisdom that impressed everyone. What could make such a young genius vanish without a trace? Join us as we dive into the mystery behind Hat Guy's sudden return. From fourth dimension to forgotten password. On January 5th, 2010, a high school student uploaded a video called Fourth Dimension Explained by a High School Student. This video quickly became popular, gaining an impressive 36 million views. It featured a young person explaining the complex concept of the fourth dimension with surprising clarity and depth. This young individual, known online as Hat Guy, stopped making videos for several years, but later came back with new content focused on global socio-economic issues. His thoughtful analysis in these videos showed a maturity beyond his years. He made a series of 10 videos that attracted millions of views, establishing him as a respected online educator. But then, his activity suddenly stopped with his last video on December 20th, 2013, leading to much speculation among his audience about his sudden disappearance. But this wasn't the worst part. For years, his absence was a big topic of conversation among his followers. Then, almost 6 years later, on September 4th, 2019, Hat Guy made a surprising return. In a new video, older but still with a recognizable voice, he explained that his absence was due to a forgotten password, a simple yet impactful mishap. He also shared that he was on the autism spectrum, which had greatly affected his personal and professional life. Since leaving the online world, Hat Guy focused on his health and personal growth. He explored alternative medicine and made the bold decision to drop out of college, criticizing its tendency to enforce conformity. During this time, he developed a personal theory of optimal health. Currently, he lives with his wife and continues to influence people through his unique perspective on health and well-being. But the story doesn't end there. His latest video not only explained his long absence, but also reignited interest in the fourth dimension among his audience. Science. There's an idea that stretches how we understand the universe. We live in a world with 3 dimensions: length, width, and height. These are what we see and move through every day. However, some theories suggest there might be more dimensions than these 3. One extra dimension we're familiar with is time, often called the fourth dimension. Albert Einstein introduced this concept with his theory of special relativity. He proposed that time is closely linked to the 3 dimensions of space, creating a 4-dimensional space-time. This means that space and time are connected and influenced by mass and energy, changing how we think about the universe. This idea helps explain many cosmic phenomena, like the behavior of black holes and the universe's expansion. But here's where it gets more interesting. Some scientists think there could be even more dimensions. For example, string theory, a modern framework in physics, suggests there could be up to 11 dimensions. Among these is the fourth spatial dimension, often called hyperspace, which we can't see or experience directly, but understand through math. Imagine if we could see in this higher dimension. A being in 4-dimensional space might see all parts of a 3-dimensional object at once, just like we can see every part of a 2-dimensional drawing in one glance. This idea helps us think about interactions with the universe that go beyond our current abilities. But this isn't the only intriguing part. Although we have a solid theoretical framework, we haven't proven the existence of a fourth spatial dimension. However, the idea keeps inspiring advancements in theoretical physics. It's a powerful tool for thought experiments that push scientific boundaries and also inspire artists, writers, and filmmakers to explore stories of higher dimensions and parallel universes. For now, whether as an aspect of time or a new spatial feature, the fourth dimension remains a complex and fascinating part of theoretical exploration. It challenges us to think about the universe in new ways, offering endless possibilities for understanding and imagination. The world of physics and math, ideas often spark new studies, deep discussions, and inspire art. Recently, something interesting was spotted on one of Saturn's moons, Titan, that grabbed the attention of scientists everywhere. This photo was taken by NASA's Cassini probe, which orbits Titan. Titan is a unique moon with a landscape as diverse as Earth's. It's bigger than Mercury and sits over 1 billion kilometers from Earth. Titan has an atmosphere similar to ours, but with much denser air pressure. What makes Titan special is that it has rivers, lakes, and oceans made of liquid hydrocarbons, along with dunes and mountains. But the strangest part is that this odd structure was seen in Ligeia Mare, a northern lake on Titan. The structure was about 19 kilometers wide and 9 kilometers deep, located roughly 10 kilometers from the shore. Even more puzzling, this mysterious structure vanished in satellite images taken just 16 days later. But this wasn't the worst part. Despite Titan's usually calm lakes, this formation might have been caused by rare deep-sea waves as Titan's northern hemisphere tilts towards the sun. Some think it could have been floating icebergs, bubbles rising suddenly, or material from the lake's depths, or even something hidden beneath the surface. With only one photo to study, scientists are left with theories and guesses, hoping it might appear again someday. As we explore our solar system, we find surprising new discoveries that change what we know. The strange mysteries of Titan. In the dark corners of Titan, one of Saturn's moons, scientists believe any life there would be very different from life on Earth. They carefully watch Titan's surface, looking for anything unusual. Their curiosity drives them to uncover the moon's secrets. Even though this search raises more questions than answers, it's an important step toward finding life beyond Earth. Meanwhile, there's exciting news about our moon. Scientists have found carbon dioxide there, sparking interest. This discovery helps us compare the moon's composition to other planets and Earth. While the presence of water on Mars often grabs attention, finding carbon dioxide on the moon is quietly significant among researchers. But this isn't the biggest discovery. In November 2021, scientists confirmed that certain areas on the moon, known as cold traps, are always in shadow and never warmed by the sun. These areas are colder than Pluto, allowing volatile substances like carbon dioxide to freeze into solid form. This frozen carbon dioxide is more than just interesting. It has practical uses. If we can collect this solid carbon dioxide, it could help with longer missions to the moon. It could provide resources for humans and robots to make fuel and other materials. This finding helps us understand how volatile substances behave in space and how water and other compounds might exist on the moon. But there's more to the story. This discovery comes from 11 years of temperature data collected by NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. Published in the American Geophysical Union's Geophysical Research Letters, the study shows several cold traps near the moon's south pole, covering about 204 square kilometers. The largest group of these traps is in Shackleton Crater, covering about 84 square kilometers. Even though this discovery is fascinating, we need to keep a clear head about what it means. We've found cold traps on the moon, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's solid carbon dioxide there. It just means there might be. Norbert Schorghofer, a planetary scientist at the Planetary Science Institute, led the study and was excited about the cold trap's confirmation. He mentioned that many missions trying to find things like this often fail and need many more years of study to prove any theories. But the ongoing research is very promising. Right now, we can only confirm the cold traps. But these findings might soon lead to practical uses, like rocket fuel production or water discovery. But that's not all. There's a huge empty space near our galaxy, which is a surprising discovery about the universe. Galaxies aren't spread out evenly, but are clumped together randomly. This means one galaxy doesn't just start where another ends, they are scattered across space. Our Milky Way, along with the Andromeda Galaxy and some small dwarf galaxies, make up what's called the local group. Next to the Milky Way is the local void, a vast, empty space with very few galaxies. Our galaxy is slowly moving away from this void at about 260 kilometers per second, pulled by the gravity of nearby matter. This gravitational pull causes matter to clump together and creates these huge empty spaces. But this isn't the most surprising part. The Cosmic Flows 3 chart, showing over 17,000 galaxies near the Milky Way, also maps out this cosmic void. This chart helps us understand our nearby universe better. Studying these empty spaces could help us learn more about dark matter. However, researching the local void is tough. It's right behind the central part of the Milky Way, making it almost impossible to see with current technology. Scientists have had to find other ways to study it. They tracked the movements of nearby dwarf galaxies and found one moving at an incredible speed of 350 kilometers per second. This speed shows how big the void is. This discovery not only shows the challenges of studying space, but also highlights how dynamic and ever-changing our universe is. As we explore deeper into space, we learn more about the vast areas beyond our own galaxy. One intriguing concept is the void in space, a massive area with almost no matter. It's so big that as you move away from it, gravity's pull gets weaker. We're about 150 million light years away from this huge, empty space. It might sound a bit scary, but there's no danger of it pulling us in. It's not a black hole. But this wasn't the most surprising part. Dr. Todd Lauer, an expert in galactic nuclei from the National Optical Infrared Astronomy Research Laboratory in Tucson, Arizona, also commented on this strange finding. The absence of a black hole in such a huge galaxy was not just odd, it challenged our current understanding of how galaxies are structured. A galaxy of this size should have a significant black hole at its center, but it was missing. This makes us think about the complexities of space and how much we still don't understand. Even with advanced tools like the Hubble Space Telescope that let us look far into the universe, there are still many mysteries. Each discovery, whether it's a giant void or a missing black hole, brings new questions and challenges, pushing us to learn more and more about the universe. Looking beyond our moon, we find strange and amazing things in space. The red planet's secrets. Every time we uncover something new, it shows us just how much more there is to learn. Our curiosity about space keeps growing, and with each answer we find new mysteries arise. This continuous cycle of discovery and wonder is what makes the study of the cosmos so fascinating. The vastness of space. There's a black hole in the center of the galaxy A2261 BCG that's unlike any other. This black hole is estimated to have 10 billion times the mass of our Sun. By comparison, the supermassive black hole at the center of our Milky Way has about 4 billion solar masses. The enormous size of this black hole makes us wonder how such a massive object went unnoticed until now. 3 astronomers, Mitchell Beagelman, Martin Rees, and Robert Blandford, have a theory to explain this cosmic giant. They think that A2261 BCG might have originally had 2 black holes that eventually merged. This merger could have caused an uneven burst of energy, possibly pushing one of the black holes out of the galaxy at incredible speeds. But this isn't the most puzzling part. Deep in the core of this galaxy, researchers have found 4 small points of light. These lights have led some to believe that the massive black hole's gravitational force might be affecting them. Todd Lauer from West Virginia University led a detailed study to understand these mysterious lights. The team found that 2 of these spots are probably smaller galaxies within A2261 BCG. But this wasn't the end of the mystery. Despite its advanced technology, the Hubble Space Telescope couldn't provide enough details about the remaining 2 points of light, leaving their nature unknown. However, with the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope in late 2021, astronomers are hopeful. They believe this new, more powerful telescope will give us a clearer picture and maybe even locate the missing black hole. A seismometer was set up on Mars to monitor the planet's vibrations, waiting for a big earthquake. That moment finally came in May 2022 with a powerful quake. The InSight Mars lander used by NASA to detect these quakes recorded it as magnitude 5, a big deal since its mission started. Since the seismometer landed on Mars in December 2018, it has detected over 1,300 smaller quakes, but none as strong as this one. Bruce Bannert, the main researcher at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California, expressed his excitement about this major event, calling it the big one. This lab oversees the project, showing how important this quake is. A magnitude 5 quake on Mars is similar to a medium-sized earthquake on Earth. Andrew Good, another scientist from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, explained that the scale for measuring Mars quakes is made to be as close as possible to Earth's scale. They hope to catch these kinds of quakes to learn more about Mars's insides. But this wasn't the only exciting part. The seismic waves from the quake carry vital information about Mars's crust, core, and mantle. By studying these waves, scientists can look deep into Mars's inner layers. They want to understand what these layers are made of and how they behave, comparing them to Earth's layers to see any similarities or differences. According to Bannert, the data from this quake gives an amazing view into Mars's internal workings, opening new research paths. This quake's data is a gold mine that will keep scientists busy for years, providing new insights and understanding of the red planet's geological and internal structure. The success of the InSight project, backed by NASA, shows the ongoing efforts to uncover the mysteries of Mars through advanced science and exploration. NASA recently shared some tough news about their InSight mission on Mars. The mission will only be active until the end of the year. The constant dust storms and strong winds on Mars are expected to cover the solar panels, making it hard for the mission to keep working. Even with these issues, Mars has been an exciting place for NASA. They placed the first active seismometer on the planet, which has recorded quakes on Mars, giving us valuable information about its seismic activity. One of the biggest quakes ever recorded on Mars happened in 2021, with a magnitude of 4.2. Usually, quakes on Mars are small and don't happen often, but this one was so strong that scientists called it a monster quake. This big quake helps us understand how Mars works on the inside, similar to how we learn about Earth's early development. But the windy conditions on Mars can mess with the data from the seismometer. To handle this, the InSight seismometer was made to be very sensitive and tough, able to deal with disturbances like volcanic activity, which might be causing the quakes. While we don't know for sure where these quakes are coming from yet, more data will help us learn about Mars as a lively planet. New technology shows us hidden secrets of the universe. Mars' silent sentinel, InSight's final winter. But here's the challenging part. InSight is dealing with technical problems made worse by the cold Martian winter. The rover is expected to lose all power by the end of 2022, going into a hibernation mode where only the most essential functions will stay on. There are plans to send another seismometer to Mars in the future to continue this important research. The vast world of space exploration, the James Webb Space Telescope, is a key tool for astronomers. It looks far beyond our planet to gather important information from distant worlds. Recently, this amazing telescope focused on Jupiter, giving us stunning new pictures that are even better than before. Using its near-infrared spectrograph, a special technology that detects infrared light, JWST offers deeper insights into space wonders. This technology, which helps find water and gases on distant planets, has now shown us incredible details, about Jupiter that we couldn't see before. As JWST aimed at this huge planet, it used this advanced tech to explore Jupiter's atmospheric mysteries. But this isn't the most surprising part. These new findings are not just visually stunning, they also provide scientists with valuable information about Jupiter's atmosphere. Seeing these features in such clear detail helps researchers study the planet's weather patterns, atmospheric composition, and other environmental characteristics like never before. With the vastness of space, Jupiter stands out as a giant with swirling storms and calm, cloud-covered areas. The planet's vibrant greens and deep blues tell a story of an atmosphere filled with clouds far below the surface, changing colors as light dances off them. This stunning view is made even clearer by the James Webb Space Telescope. It not only captures Jupiter's beauty, but also shows the faint rings around the planet. Even though Jupiter is 1,000,000 times brighter than these rings, they still appear in the image, showing how advanced the telescope is. The photograph is packed with details, the ever-changing weather patterns on Jupiter and subtle elements that are easy to miss. Two of Jupiter's moons, though faint, can be seen glowing softly against the dark space. Instead of a completely black background, the image reveals more surprises. There are blurry specks of light, which scientists think are distant galaxies, appearing by chance in the shot. But this isn't the most surprising part. The scattered light and spikes from Jupiter's aurorae and its brightest moons add even more drama to the picture. These features make the photograph a beautiful mix of art and science. Every detail, from the distant galaxies sneaking into the shot to the light playing across Jupiter's atmosphere, helps us understand our universe better. This image shows not just the beauty of Jupiter, but also the power of human curiosity and technology in uncovering the secrets of space. While the Home 15A black hole might not be the largest known, it still has a fascinating story and is definitely massive. In fact, it's the second most massive black hole ever discovered in the universe. Researchers from the Max Planck Institute made this incredible find while observing the Abell 85 cluster. This cluster, made up of about 500 galaxies, had a secret at its core: the Home 15A galaxy. What really grabbed the scientists' attention was the center of the Home 15A galaxy. At first glance, this area seemed unusually dim for the huge number of stars it contained. This strange observation suggested something unique was happening at the center of Home 15A. After more investigation, they confirmed it was a black hole, but not just any black hole. When they tried to measure the black hole's mass, the results were surprising. The estimates were much higher than expected, classifying this as an ultra-massive black hole. This discovery highlights not just the size of the black hole, but also the interesting challenges of studying distant celestial objects. But this wasn't the most surprising part. The exploration of Home 15A is still giving scientists valuable insights into how galaxies and black holes behave. It's a key reference point for astronomers and astrophysicists trying to understand the dynamics at the centers of massive galaxies. There's a black hole with a mass about 40 billion times that of our Sun. It's hard to imagine something so huge, but this black hole, called an ultra-massive black hole, fascinates us with its size and power. It's amazing to think about how such a massive object can exist in a galaxy, especially when compared to our Milky Way. This enormous black hole is in a galaxy named Home 15A, which is much bigger than our Milky Way. Home 15A is an elliptical galaxy, formed when two spiral galaxies like our own collide and merge. When these galaxies come together, they create a new, larger galaxy with different shapes and structures. But this isn't the end of the story. This new galaxy can merge again with another elliptical galaxy, making an even bigger one. As these galaxies merge, the massive black holes at their centers also come together. They merge into an even larger black hole. This growing black hole has such strong gravity that it can push stars away, creating a darker area with fewer stars at its core. Each new find reveals more about the vast and changing universe. flashing lights in the distant universe. Scientists discovered the black hole in Home 15A because of the way the merging galaxies behaved and the changes they saw in the galaxy's center. This whole process shows how dynamic and ever-changing the universe is. Even galaxies and black holes are always moving and transforming through powerful cosmic events. The black hole called Home 15A is one of the biggest in our nearby universe, just 700 million light-years from Earth. There's an even bigger one in the TON 618 quasar, but that's a whopping 10 billion light-years away, which is far beyond what we consider nearby. NASA has recently spotted some intriguing flashes of green and blue light coming from a distant galaxy. It feels like something straight out of a science fiction story, and it's keeping scientists and space fans excited. Science fiction, with its thrilling tales of aliens and space adventures, often draws inspiration from such mysterious cosmic events. The unknowns of the universe have always fascinated us, shaping our imaginations and stories. The New Star X-ray Observatory, also called the Nuclear Spectroscopic Telescope Array or NuSTAR, is a space telescope that looks at X-ray light. This special NASA project focuses on X-ray light, which is a type of high-energy radiation in the electromagnetic spectrum. With NuSTAR's help, we can learn more about how black holes and stars behave, especially when they explode, and even understand entire galaxies better when they are very active. NuSTAR made a surprising discovery when multiple spots of blue and green light started appearing and disappearing over just a week. This strange event caught the attention of many scientists. Not long after, another NASA tool, the Chandra X-ray Observatory, also saw these fleeting green lights. Hannah Earnshaw, a researcher at Caltech, said that seeing such a bright object appear in only 10 days was incredibly fast. Normally, NuSTAR shows data with more gradual changes over long periods. Not the quick and repeated changes seen this time. But this wasn't the only surprising part. These unusual observations from NuSTAR and Chandra not only puzzled the experts, but also opened new ways to understand the unpredictable nature of space, objects, and events. A recent event that caught everyone's attention, a team of astronomers got very lucky. They saw a rapidly changing phenomenon in the universe. They reported seeing sudden bursts of light that appeared as flashes, blobs, or dots in shades of blue and green. These bursts are known as ultraluminous X-ray sources, or ULX for short. Usually, seeing a ULX isn't that unusual in space, but these specific flashes were special. Normally, a ULX emits light steadily over a longer time, but in this case, the lights flashed briefly and then vanished, each lasting just a blink in cosmic terms. This was the fourth time this kind of phenomenon was seen in the same galaxy, but the quick flashes were what made it unique. The short duration of these flashes, along with the visible light, helped the astronomers rule out the possibility of a supernova, which is a star exploding. The brief light bursts didn't match what you'd expect from supernovas, so the team started thinking about other cosmic events. But that wasn't the most surprising part. One of the most interesting theories the researchers have is that these flashes might be caused by a black hole eating another object nearby. This process, called accretion, happens when a black hole pulls in material from a star or other celestial bodies, creating bright X-rays. The unusual, short-lived nature of these ULX flashes could mean a rare intermittent feeding event by the black hole, giving us a special look at the behavior of these mysterious cosmic giants. The astronomers are excited because these flashes might help us understand more about black holes and their dynamic behaviors. This could lead to new discoveries about the universe and the fascinating objects within it. When objects get too close to a black hole, its strong gravity can rip them apart. The broken pieces then swirl around the black hole, forming a disk that gives off powerful X-rays. One common idea is that these bright bursts of light called ultraluminous X-ray sources might come from neutron stars. These stars are very dense and heavy, formed from the remains of a supernova explosion. Neutron stars can pull in nearby material, creating a disk of debris. This process might explain the start of a ULX. But there's a problem with this idea. If a neutron star spins quickly, it creates a strong magnetic field that acts like a shield. This shield can stop material from reaching the star's surface, which would block the X-ray emissions. But this isn't the worst part. There are still many questions about how these ULX flashes actually happen. As our technology gets better, we hope to learn more and either confirm these ideas or face new puzzles about these space mysteries. This ongoing research keeps scientists excited and eager to solve the secrets of the universe. Before you go, do you think these findings will change everything we know about this case? Let us know in the comments, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more.